myself. I thought I had it figured out, but it turns out I wasn't even close. So, folks, welcome to another episode. Is that recording? Yes. I need a sound and audio guy is what I need. If anybody knows somebody at like RISD or something like that has nothing to do and doesn't want to get paid, but they want to hang out with two handsome bastards, just give them my email. But if you don't have my email, don't give it to them.
Just on life experience alone, that's a solid deal.
If there's two people you'd want to mentor your son and daughter, it would be us.
You could do worse.
You could absolutely do worse.
Just let them hang out with criminals.
No, I'm not allowed to. It's part of my parole. So I wanted to address one of the questions that I got after last week's show in reference to my Facebook ban. And to answer your question, anonymous individual, I'm spending my Facebook jail time reading books. I became Muslim. I'm working on my appeal case to the board. What else can you do in jail?
Plan your escape.
I've just been. I signed up for the laundry room so I can get brought out in a laundry bin.
Hey, that's the best job. You get the most money.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have
It's like $3 a day, riding high.
How much do you get paid in jail?
It depends on the job.
What's the best paying job?
Laundry.
Laundry? I would have thought it would have been pimp or something.
$3 a day, I think it was when I left. I'm sure it's like $16, $17 an hour now.
With the way things are going.
Yeah.
So I only got it's been 20 days already. I've been suspended.
Yeah, Facebook sucks anyway.
Yeah, they do. Did you see the new thing? If you guys haven't seen this yet, about the extremist warning.
Yes.
So yeah,
yes, I saw that.
I got a lot of stuff to add to this week's video. So I think what we're going to do this week is everything that we talk about, I've been downloading and printing up images. So we're going to break this down to like 10-minute episodes, and I'm going to give you guys visuals, links, everything. I keep saying it, but it's very hard to do all the editing because I work full time. But yeah, this is a new thing. It got sent to me. It says, "Are you concerned that someone you know is becoming an extremist? We care about preventing extremism on Facebook. Others in your situation have received confidential support. Carl, you may have been exposed to harmful extremist content recently." I will give you one guess as to what side of the political coin you think this is aimed towards.
Rats.
Yes.
Rats.
So now we're extremists because we don't want to turn this into a socialist country. We've now been branded as extremists.
Yeah, fortunately for us, we're in the majority. Like the overwhelming majority, I think.
I think we are too.
I think the further we get down this road, I feel like the more and more people are seeing just how ridiculous all of this really is.
I honestly think that this is nothing more than a way to justify, it gives you a way to formally complain about somebody's post. Yeah. Because I tried to complain about somebody's post who was posting about President Biden just to see what you could do. But you have to go through this whole process of justifying what it did and blah, blah, blah. So I really think that this is just opening the gates where if somebody sees a post they don't like, they can report it and label you an extremist.
This is a snitch hotline.
Yes, that's it. Snitches get stitches or wind up in ditches.
This is how you turn people against each other.
This is exactly what this is.
This is like, we're heading in a really, really, really scary way right now.
There is an extreme push to divide us more than we already are, which is scary because I didn't think the country could get worse than where it's at right now.
I don't understand what's so complicated about all this. Their efforts are very outright and open at this point. Like, they're not even trying to hide what they're doing anymore.
No.
Like, defund the police. No, don't defund the police. I'm sure we'll get to that tonight. That's circus. But
that's all the Republicans' fault. You can cry about that all you want.
That's what she said. Yeah, she said that was the other party that
wanted Spassky, whatever her name is. Big Red.
Saki. How do you
Saki it to me, baby?
How do you speak to a national media and just blatantly lie and be okay with it?
Because you don't have to answer questions.
You're just cool with it.
It's unbelievable what she gets away with. There's zero accountability. The fact that Donald Trump had to book the trip to Texas, he went to the border yesterday, but he went to the actual border. He was at the wall. He went to the actual border, not like Kamala. She landed on the tarmac. She stayed in northern Texas. I think she got an In-N-Out burger, then went home. She did nothing.
No, she's 1,000 miles away.
She was far. She was nowhere.
She went past
Nowhere.
1,000 miles away from where the crisis is actually happening.
Nowhere near the border at all.
But that's probably not what they showed on TV.
Oh, God, no. Well, did you see when she got grilled? Somebody tried asking her a question, and she just literally just turned around and walked away.
Yeah, she's in tough shape right now. Like, her staff is quitting already. Like, this is not, like, the optics aren't even good for these people. Like, they're not even putting on a good show. Like, it's very transparent.
Even if you're one of the people who are forcing yourself to absorb this and back up your decision to vote for this guy, like, what about this makes you feel good or comfortable? Like, what and I don't want to say him, but what has this administration done on any level besides weaken our infrastructure, take money out of people's pockets, take jobs away from our country,
Yep.
and literally made our lives and our livelihood more dangerous because now they're busing and dropping off immigrants all over the country in planes and buses. It just, here you go, they're giving them $15,000 cards. Here you go do what you want to do.
Yeah, and apparently it's on the honor system. Like, they're making appointments with DHS, and they're supposed to report back in X number of days or another. Yeah, all right.
As someone who has worked in that field, the last thing these people are going to do is honor anything. They don't honor themselves, their family, nothing.
No.
It's a goddamn free-for-all once they get here.
They don't care. You crush the economy, you overwhelm the country. You got too many people taken out that aren't putting in. It's transparent. Everything they're doing at this point is very easy to see.
I'm going to point out the last 2 weeks you left without your show notes. I saved them for you.
Thank you. This is going to be worth a ton of cash on eBay.
So we're saving all of the show notes because one day when we make it big, we're going to make it medium because we're not tall enough to make it big.
No.
We're going to sell these. We're going to autograph them and sell these.
What are we, probably 6'4" if you sit on my shoulders? Nah, it's not going to work out.
All right, why don't you go ahead with tonight's first bit of news, which is a follow-up to last week's.
Yeah, you did say the AED on this one. Breaking news out of Rhode Island, follow-up to last week's story about Sheldon Whitehouse belonging to an all-white beach club. What we have found here is absolutely nothing has been done about this revelation, and nobody is looking into it whatsoever. Quite frankly, I am shocked because Rhode Island has a long-standing tradition of political transparency and honesty.
That was one of my snarky.
That's well written. Anybody that lives here got a chuckle out of it.
Yeah, so listen, it's very simple. Somebody in Rhode Island was exposed, politician, senator, we went over this last week, and it has been completely obliterated in any and all news. You'll never hear about it again because, as we found out last week, his wife is one of the percentage owners. So when he said we're waiting for ownership to do something about it,
He literally meant himself.
yeah. Why don't you take her home and throw her a bone, cheer her up a little bit,
Oh, geez.
Shelly?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So
Still
speaking,
no answers, though.
No.
It's just not weird at all.
and to piggyback off of that with more incredibly honest political news, Dianne Feinstein, she listed her waterfront Lake Tahoe property for $41 million, which to me is complete insanity because if either one of us were off on our taxes, I just arbitrarily put the number $1,000. If we were overpaid by $1,000 or we didn't claim $1,000, we would be audited by the IRS.
Absolutely.
So explain to me how this old leathery bat who makes $170K a year, I did the math, even if she worked for 40 years, that's still only millions of dollars, nowhere near what it would cost to buy that type of property. How the hell, I know the answer, this is a rhetorical question. How the hell do you not get audited, and how is this allowed to happen? A $41 million property, and you never even invited me over once, you witch.
Can't get audited when you're in control of the people who decide who gets audited.
That's kind of what I figured out, but I had to ask the question anyway.
Checking Wikipedia to see when she first got into politics, but it looks like it was in the late 70s.
And you know she wasn't making $1.70 back then. Do the math.
Think about it this way: is California in good shape?
California's
her and Pelosi have been in place for
a
decades.
Cesspool.
Decades.
I just took 40 years. I'm just saying she's been in politics for 40 years. She hasn't been making, her base salary hasn't been 170 the whole time, but I put it in as $1.70. That's $6.8 million over 40 years.
Did you see Pelosi's? I guess they listed her net worth online or something at like $196 million, and I got fact checked and it said this is inaccurate at last check. Speaker Pelosi was worth $97 million.
How dare
She's
you?
never had a job in the public sector in her life, in the private sector in her life. Where does someone who's been in politics for 40 years get $100 million? You got $100 million?
That bug just heard you. Look at that. It must have came in through my. Is that bad luck?
I don't know. I'm not killing it. There's too many witnesses.
It's right. We love all forms of life here at the Bardi Shop.
It's gonna end up my nose in a second.
Better that than the Monster Energy drink.
Oh yeah, you got some of the poison today. Wow.
Do you want to read the next one, the creepy?
Sure.